care if this gets me in hot water. I don't care if this is on YouTube next week. Young people in this country do not understand what this country was founded upon. They don't. They are clueless. It's up to us to educate them. It's up to us to educate them that this country was founded upon freedom, your right to live your life, keep more of what you make, take care of your family, be a good neighbor, a good community member, a good church member. And we've got this thing called government over here that's in a little circle, and they just make sure we can all live our lives without anyone interfering with us. That's what this country was founded upon. We're a million miles away from that. This election is about that. I don't think Obama's very smart. I think he does what he's told a lot. I think he generally believes in big government. He wants government taking care of everybody. What he did yesterday with 800,000 illegal immigrants is a first step toward trying to legalize illegal immigrants. Why? Because he wants them dependent upon government. Why? Because he wants their votes. We're in a race right now in this country. People who believe in freedom and limited government and living our lives and taking care of our own are in a race against people who just want to be dependent upon government. And whatever debt we place on the heads of your kids or your grandkids, be damned. The Democrats don't care about that. There may be a couple, I haven't met them. The Democrats in D.C. do not care about that debt. They could care less. Just give me another program. Give me Medicare for all. Give me health care for all. Forgive my student loans. Bail me out when I'm over on my mortgage. Doesn't matter. I don't care what it costs. Take care of me, they say. And unfortunately, there are a lot of people in this country who have already bought into that. That's what we're racing against. We should win. We're right. We should win. But it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy. And Obama knows we're in a race because his registration numbers among Hispanics were down. So he came out yesterday with this new policy to do nothing but buy Hispanic votes. Call it what it is. When he came out with his student loan thing a month and a half ago, it was nothing but to buy young people's votes. Why? Well, young people aren't as excited about him anymore. Surprise, surprise. 54% of them aren't working or are underemployed once they get out of college. Obama needs to do something to get them excited. Forgive them on their student loans. Women. This one slays me. Democrats are so demeaning toward women. They are so demeaning toward women. Our country's house is burning down, right? We're in huge debt, right? We're not working, right? The economy's not growing, right? That's all everybody cares about, men and women. But the Democratic Party thinks they think so poorly of women that the Democratic Party thinks if I just say the words contraception or abortion, women, and only women, will forget that our house is burning down. They'll forget about the jobs and the economy and debt. How demeaning. What little respect for the fact that women are keenly aware of where we're at economically. Sorry guys, much more than men are. Much more than men are. I'll tell you, the war on women is Obama and Obamacare. Women who primarily are responsible for their families' health care costs. Unless we repeal Obamacare, ladies and men, have a good time trying to find a family doctor in about 7 or 8 years. They'll be gone. Have a good time trying to find private insurance companies in about 10 years. They're going to be gone. Obamacare is the first step toward putting every one of us on government-run health care. And we know what government-run healthcare is like. So ladies and men, I don't know about you, but that's something I find frightening. You take away my family doctor, and they're leaving. Because of Obamacare, they're leaving. So all Obama's doing is running around the country, promising you, it's like he's writing you a check. You tell me what you want, and then I want your vote. I don't care about how much it costs. I don't care whether it's going to do any good. I just want your vote. I'll close with this. None of this is surprising. Obama was not at all ready to be president. I was saying 3 years ago he's in over his head. Thank God Mitt Romney's saying it now. He is in over his head. And even my Democratic friends, deep down, they know that. They know that. He's campaigning 100% of the time. I don't even know why he has an office in the White House anymore. He shouldn't. He's never there. He tends to raise a lot of money, doesn't he? More fundraising trips, more fundraising stops than I think all the presidents from Ford to George W. Bush combined. What a guy. What a guy. Shame on us if we re-elect him. Respectfully, shame on us respectfully if we re-elect him. This is a race. This election is a race to save the essence of this country. And folks, if you don't think we're close to losing it, look again. If you don't think we're close to losing the basic freedoms this country was founded upon, look again. We are. And we are so much better than letting this happen to us. Don't let it happen. I'm going to stop there. Remember my one rule? One rule, we got security all over this room. I got hidden cameras, I got everything. One rule, respect each other. Respect every opinion in this room. And we'll have a very enjoyable next hour or so. So, let me stop there. Any thoughts, issues, questions about anything? Yes, sir.
I really enjoyed your opening, that how you talked about the veterans and the importance. Those of us who have served are very much concerned about the future of our country. We feel that what we're losing is that people fail to understand that freedom is never free, that it has to be continued and worked on. And one of the things that we veterans have done is we started a Conservative Veterans of America to support you, a rogue warrior, so to speak, in Congress, because we understand the battles that you have there are not only against the Democrats, but also against establishment Republicans. And we are so enamored by how you do that, because we consider you a warrior like we were. And finally, I just have a question. Are you kidding that Tammy Duck was filming you?
Everywhere. Boom, boom, boom. There are 3 cameras in here.
Do you film her?
She doesn't go out.
She doesn't go out.
I'm laughing, but she doesn't go out.
Is she going to a campaign barbecue or something, maybe?
Huh?
Is she going to a campaign barbecue?
Well, you know, what Tammy's doing is, again, let's all back up for a minute. And I'll say this right in front of her. What Tammy is doing is, David Axelrod and the bunch are running her campaign. And they very much want her never, ever to have to come out at all. But eventually, even 2 months ago, because of who I am, they realized, oh my God, we can't hide in a closet for 7 months because that Walsh guy is everywhere. So we got to get her out a little bit. So they kind of fake things. Every now and then she'll make a little appearance somewhere, but there's never any warning. If you go to her website, there are never any coming events. And they do this thing where she has these tour events at like private residences, but you have to RSVP to go so they can find out who you are. So she's only got 8 to 10 friends there. So no, what they're trying to do is at least fool us into thinking that she gets out. She doesn't get out, and she won't get out. Look, most politicians don't like to do this. Every word I say is taped, and it's out there for the world to see. That scares a lot of politicians, especially somebody like Tammy, who really is just sort of a walking, talking point of the Democratic Party. And she'll say and do whatever Obama's people and Nancy Pelosi tell her to say. That's hard to defend in front of anybody. So she just doesn't want to get out. Yes?
Well, I think that if the people who are coming to film are from the Duckworth campaign are the same people every time, I think Tammy Duckworth is running a real risk. Because if they're here all the time listening to you, make good logical sense, they're probably going to change their mind.
Well, again, here's what I think. This isn't hard. This isn't hard. You've got a president who's been president for 3.5 years. He's going to try to get reelected without talking about his record. How odd is that? He's been in a job for 3.5 years, and he's going to try to get your vote by not talking about what he's done. And Duckworth's going to do the same thing. You're not going to hear Duckworth talk about how great the stimulus is. You're not going to hear Duckworth talk about how great Obamacare is. You're not going to hear Duckworth talk about this great recovery. So what can she talk about? She can talk about things she's fed, like millionaires and billionaires. Walsh wants to end Medicare as we know it. They give her a few lines, but outside of that, she doesn't have anything to talk about. So it would be hard for her to get out. I just believe that if I can get out enough, most people in this district understand that they don't want 4 more years of Obama, and they surely don't want to send somebody to Congress like Duckworth, who's just going to rubber stamp everything Obama does. Polling tells us that. The American people don't want 4 more years of Obama unchecked. I don't think these two guys even want that. What else? Yes, sir.
Assuming that we have a government predicated on checks and balances, President Obama seems to be running more on dictator mode lately. Case in point, not too long ago, he's saying that he can't do it by himself, and yesterday he makes a pronouncement that 800,000 people don't have to worry about getting arrested anymore. Fortunately, Sheriff Joe says that's not the case, but that being aside, what, if anything, is Congress going to do about this? I mean, I thought this was their purview to make these kinds of laws, not the president making pronouncements.
Hold that thought for a second. Hold that thought for a second. This is what happens when you're me and you're 75 years old and I'm getting old. Today's Journal. In a speech last year to La Raza, a Hispanic civil rights organization that criticized the White House for the lack of progress on immigration reform, last year, President Obama said that he'd like to bypass Congress and change the immigration laws on his own. He added, "Believe me, the idea of doing things on my own with illegal immigration is very tempting. I promise you, but I can't." Fast forward a year, he just did. He just did. What can we do in Congress?
Impeach him.
In Congress, we can do a few things. We can sue to stop the implementation of this executive order. We can hold hearings right away to find out if he's got the legal standing to do it. 3, we cannot provide him any money to carry out this executive order. That's all we can do.
Will they do it?
Yeah, like I said, it's Dory
About
in the pit.
the
or-
court.
Well,
or 3.
you know me, I'm not the boss out there. But I will surely go back to Washington on Monday with a lot of my colleagues demanding that we take this up right away. Think about this, folks. No matter where you stand on illegal immigration, and it's a complicated issue, no matter where you stand, what Obama did yesterday was he basically, in one executive order, prohibited his law enforcement people from enforcing the law. Think about that. He told his immigration officials, do not enforce the law. And again,